Okay. Well, um, any hot takes before we
Oh
get
damn.
down to business?
Where do you want to go with this?
Any hot takes about Sora?
So it's the final one, right?
That's what he
That's what he
says.
said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's over.
It is over.
It's over.
And Doom Guy made it in as an assist trophy, just like Dante, and just like anybody who not assist
From the
trophy
Devil May Cry
from
series.
the Devil May Cry series
Oh
as
my
as a
god.
me outfit. So anyone who was a highly requested character, fan favorites got in as you know me outfits, and then
Wow.
the final was Kingdom Hearts
Any mention of Gino?
as an outfit,
Damn, that too.
me fighter costume.
Wow.
Yeah,
I guess it's really over.
yeah. Dante, Zero, Gino. Um, I mean,
Are people happy about Sora? And
I don't know. I didn't. I woke up and I watched, and then I had some podcast work to do, so I took care of that. But he was definitely, they announced that he was the number one requested character on the poll when they
okay,
took
yeah.
it that time. And he also mentioned that Iwata wanted to not put the results out, so they didn't put the results of the poll out. And just based on like the amount of Twitter activity around Smash over the years, I would assume people are exceptionally happy about it because it's Kingdom Hearts. It's Kingdom Hearts, you know?
Big
It's a
series.
huge thing, so I can imagine that went over very, very well for people. I I remember, I think like my brain still thinks about Smash guests as, and it's not true anymore, but I thought about them as like company representations,
Okay.
right? So there was a time when they first started showing up in like Brawl,
Yeah, with Snake.
right, where you're like, okay, so Sonic is Sega, and that's their rep, and
Yeah.
Snake is Konami's rep, and I kind of thought that was gonna just kind of continue to be a thing,
Mm.
and then at certain, and it was, but then eventually it became like, no, okay, well, it's, because it's not just gonna be that, it's also about like the importance of the brand itself to video games, because like all things considered, like Square, gets Cloud, Sephiroth, and Sora. But I remember thinking like, oh well, if you have Cloud and Sephiroth, then like that's Square, right?
Yeah.
But that's the wrong way to think about it, because Kingdom Hearts is a beast on its own, regardless of the company representation in
True.
a way. But I always was like, in my brain, I was like that kind of little backbone kind of still exists, where I'm like, Terry represents SNK, Kazuya represents, Bandai Namco, but then again, Pac-Man is also
True.
there. So it's just not, you know, it's just not all, it's not completely a consistent thing. It's an ideology that stopped working perhaps 2 games ago.
More than the brands,
Yeah, more
Yeah.
more than the company,
Yeah.
right? And also the Castlevania characters showed up. So then you're like, okay, Konami's got multiple reps here, and then Ken showed up, so Capcom's got more than one rep here.
Yeah,
Mega Man
that's true.
shows up, and then yeah, you have to kind of throw that entire theory out the window, and then it becomes like, no, Mega Man is an institution, Street Fighter is an institution, Final Fantasy is an institution,
Yeah.
and so it's about that, and then like Persona Shin Megami Tensei gets represented with Joker, but not necessarily Atlas, you know.
True.
So I had to learn to think about it that way, because then it's like, okay, the choices are going to be a lot more, just clear popularity based, and such, and Dragon Quest Hero and stuff getting in there as well, um, make a lot of sense. But like the idea of like, oh well, they wouldn't put in X because X comes from from a company that's already had so many guest characters,
Okay.
is like a trap to fall into in a way. But yeah, that's what it is. And not only that, but like his moves are very like normal
Okay.
in a way. He like in the announcement, Sakurai was like, these guest characters have been kind of hard for a lot of these DLC characters have been difficult for new players.
Oh, I see.
And to be fair, Terry Bogard and Kazuya are confusing as shit to Smash players that have never played those games before. So he's like, this is going to be a straightforward character.
Okay.
And he is. He's
Worth your DLC money.
Yeah, he's going to be really floaty and simple, and he's going to do like a little uppercut. He's going to do a down B counter. He's going to do...
Oh, he has a counter.
He's a down B counter.
Another one.
He's got a side B Pikachu,
Okay.
you know, that attacks you. And then he's got side spells that like rotate between fire, ice, and lightning, you know? It's projectiles.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like, oh, he's a normal Smash, like, melee design character. Or Brawl. He's a Brawl design character in that way, I feel like, with the way the move list comes out. And yeah, you could up B into side B, so like he has recovery for days, you know. So yeah, it's like that's cool. He's
that's pretty cool.
He's in there representing, and then they get the stage and stuff with all the Kingdom Hearts music and the Kingdom Hearts
that's one of the best things when they add new background music and everything. Yeah.
And then they did what I was really hoping they would do, is at the end of the presentation he went like, here's the summary of what Smash Brothers has been up till now.
Oh.
So let's get the numbers straight. 89 fighters. 140 stages. Over 1,100 tracks of music. Whatever, however many hundreds of spirits and hundreds of the little guest things, and this meant like they just put the numbers down to show you like this is never gonna happen again.
Yeah.
In terms of video game collaboration, this is the only time this is ever going to occur. Whatever comes after this will not be this. It cannot be this, you know? And he even went as far as to like straight up be honest about the fact that like making the deal to get Sora in was like, even though it was the highly requested one, it was one of the hardest
for sure
for them to pull off legally.
For sure.
You know? So
talking to Disney,
Square Enix, like brand front, like just the amount of boardrooms and email chains that have to be, you know, like completed and revisited to get everything right and stuff. So,
yeah, it's a celebration.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, at this point, there's very few companies who would not want to offer up their characters to Smash.
Yeah.
Willingly. Just being like, please take our character. I feel like just about every company would be insanely enthusiastic about it, except for maybe Kingdom Hearts. I feel like Kingdom Hearts is like, yeah, well, make us a deal. You know what I mean? Because Disney's involved.
Convince me.
Yeah. I would believe that, you know? I believe that would have been a very hard deal, because it'd be like...
How many dinners?
You know?
How many dinners did it take?
At least 5. At least 5, and then maybe we'll pull up a little leg. We'll show a little leg on the 4th one, you know? Yeah. Huge Disney and Square Enix asshole negotiations definitely had to occur. And then, you know, I mean, the only deal that would have been even more impossible would have been to get Chrono into the game. You know what I mean? Like that's the only deal worse than, like, I'd say this, but they did it, and they made it like the big finale. So kudos to them.
Congratulations. And Sakurai finally gets a break.
And now he gets to rest. Indeed, yeah. No, the end of the stream was him fading into dust. Like, he said, thank you so much, everybody. You know, please look forward to it. They announced the dates, and then he waved, and then he just went, shh.
Oh, man.
Because he's finally earned his rest. You know? Oh my god, man. Say what you fucking will. Like, that dude is relentless.
Yeah, he's a trooper.
And he's one of the directors in games that like there's some people where you're like, oh yeah, they work really hard. There's no question that Sakurai is unhealthily working hard. And everyone knows it.
For 20 years, even more.
You know, you look at other directors and you're like, you might be pushing yourself, but I'm not 100% sure. Everyone clearly knows that Sakurai is like destroying himself to do all of this, you know? So let the fucking man sleep. Get the cameras out of his house. Get the team out of his house. You know, they're there and they laugh at the jokes, but really, like, they had to wheel in the fucking, you know, the whole crew to get that shit done. And let him get his fucking vampire rest for another 100 years. Wake him up when, like...
Until he gets bored and he goes, maybe I got one more in me.
Maybe I got one more in me. I've said this before, and I don't know how you feel about it, but to me, I hope, because I know that it is inevitable that in a period of time, after this final package is released, right? Smash, Ultimate, Sigma, whatever, you know, whatever the final disc with everything on it, it comes out, and then when that gets discounted and it's eventually being sold for about half price, which actually no, Nintendo doesn't do that. What the fuck am I talking about? When the final version exists, and then it's like we go through one and then maybe 2 E3s from now, there's gonna be a point when it's like, well, so what are we doing with Smash? Right? Nintendo's like, well, it's a money-making franchise. It's sitting there. We got to do something. It's been around for the last, what, consecutive 5-6 years? If you count 4 Wii U and 4 3DS right into Ultimate.
Yeah, pretty deep, yeah.
Right? Because like Switch, because Ultimate is just like an fucking upgrade of that directly. So 2014, right? Yeah, okay. So that has been a consistent thing for Nintendo for the last fucking
7 years.
7 years. And there will be a period where we get to let that rest. But then Nintendo's going to come back and be like, well, it's time for Smash again. It's a big franchise. We got to make some money with it. What are we doing? Investors are going to do what investors do, and everyone's going to start talking. Also, like, 89 fighters will never be enough for we, the fucking cretins, the degenerates of the world, the fucking...
What's next?
Just consume, devour, and on to the next thing.
Not even digested.
No, what digestion? You don't even...
What's next?
You know?
I'm still hungry? I haven't eaten yet.
Like, have you even played any of the characters in the last season pack? Whatever. No, on to the next thing, you know? I'm speaking to myself. So, then, the new Smash discussions start happening internally. So we know it's a time limit. We know that it won't be let it rest, right? And you're gonna have to do it again. And you're gonna have to start somewhere. It has to start somehow. Except not what better place than here. There is no, let it sit, please. But when it eventually does have to start again, I feel like the only way out is to just acknowledge that version of the game is done. And whatever Smash Next is, needs to practically be a different genre. And when I say genre, I mean still actively a like fighting competitive platform involved thing. Yeah. But it needs to change up so much about it that it makes sense that it's starting over.
The next one.
Right?
The new one.
It needs to be so different that like when you look at the base roster and it's the same as Smash 64, everyone goes, yeah, I get it. They're starting over, you know. They're doing something new.
New physics.
It's going to take a while to get there, and they understand. That's what I think. That's how I feel. I think Smash Next has to like do something different, not just because it would be the right time and it would be refreshing and it would feel good, but it would also be because you can't look back at what you just did and say we're about to surpass that.
Yeah, that's hard.
You fucking can't do it.
That's hard. No. Not after this. Not after this.
There was a point when before Ultimate, when Smash 4 was getting all its DLC, and you were kind of like, are they going to... What about all the previous guests that never... And they're like, nope, we got them back. You know what I mean? Like they went back and they dragged. So they're like,
all
oh, like
here.
they literally like they're making it so that this mountain can never be surpassed, and Sakurai's making it so that this mountain cannot be surpassed. So like when Nintendo inevitably has to do the next Smash Brothers, my opinion is that it's got to be something super different. What do you think?
A new way, you're saying?
A new way to play it.
Damn, I don't even. Because you know that if they do that, people are going to complain no matter what.
Of course.
It's going to be like, it's not the old thing.
But guess what?
Like
The old thing was brand new when it came out.
Yeah. So give it a chance.
And then when it's fun, it's fun.
It's fun. That's true.
You know?
You can't deny fun.
I don't even want to theorize by throwing... I don't even want to poison the well by putting ideas in the air about like how different I mean. Because if I start doing that, it's going to start poisoning the well, and you're going to have to draw comparisons from the nearest thing. And I'm thinking, no. Do what you did, and like make a new thing that will also be the perfect way to have all your Nintendo characters coming in and fighting each other, and then you get the guests in, and you can rebuild that momentum. But it has to just not be something that's trying to surpass what it just did. You know?
I'm okay with the end, personally.
Okay.
I'm okay with no sequels. I'm okay with
let it sit.
Let it be. And if you release something else, well, work on the online. I'm really, I don't know if it's defeatist, but I'm a big fan of work on the online. Don't give me another version. Don't give me a Luke. Don't give me like something. You give me good online. I think that would be like the best thing they could do. And if they stop there and they have like, okay, here's your Ultimate Online, here's your Melee Online, make people pay us membership per month, whatever, done. It will be complete. But will that ever happen?
See,
so move on to the next thing.
Yeah, so you're not wrong, because that would be a fantastic answer. But I have zero faith that online will ever be addressed in that manner.
It will never, ever happen.
It's not a priority. It doesn't sit anywhere on their list of things that we think we need to fix.
And it's so weird because, like, if you think about it, there are some games like that where the online would give them so much more revenue and traction than adding new content.
Could you imagine if they fucking hired Fizzy to just come in and clean house?
There are too many monsters out there that are doing things and not being recognized.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about it.
No, you're correct. You're correct. But because here's the thing, is like, while we're on that wish list, let's add tournament support and add a fucking a world tour to the list. You know what I mean? Like, they brought back Melee HD, it's got online, and they're doing a world tour. Like, what do you want? Like, more fucking you want more unicorns in the background of that dream? You know, can I get you a chocolate sundae?
Wake me up
while you float on the cloud
before you go.
You know what I mean? Like, what else can we get you?
Not happening.
I just don't think. I'm trying to believe in a grounded version of the future.
Yeah,
and I think in a grounded version of the future where they put this package out and they go, "We fucking did it. That's it.
It's done."
Okay. Just end it on a high note.
End it on a high note
and leave it alone. Interesting. Yeah,
I'm sure that Sakurai has a new project that he wants to work on. You know, how many years has he dedicated to the single thing of Smash?
For sure. And Sakurai, and like the fact that Iwata's not around either, you would think it would be a good reason for that. But it's not enough, because business is ever moving, it doesn't stop, right? The fucking, the wheel of brands is always turning. So even when Sakurai steps away, Nintendo goes on stage and announces a new Smash, and Sakurai's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Am I? Did you just?" And Nintendo's like, "Yeah, we're doing it."
Yeah.
Oh, did you want to direct? Oh, well, yeah. Take it away.
There you go.
It's all yours.
Gotcha, bitch.
They literally did that to him. So, like, there's no chance. Like, if he's like, "I'm done, I'm out," right? And then Iwata's not around, then it's like, okay, cool. But they're gonna announce something. They're gonna put something in the fucking plans, so.
Let the man sleep.
Let the man sleep. I agree, but just don't try to surpass whatever it is. Let it sit and call it a day.
Let it be.
Or try something else if you can't resist the urge. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty solid.
that's cool.
Solidus, clip it. Thanks, buddy.